Hi, I'm Amanda,
And I'm Breanne.
and this is our CFD 562 final project.
We decided to do our presentation on the different classifications of sex offenders as well as where they live. We felt it was important to know these things in order to remain safe. We plan to interview our peers about the different types of sex offenders. Then we will invite them to use their home address or their school address into familywatchdog.us. It's a website that shows you the different sex offenders that live in your area. We're going to tape their reactions to the different results found near their homes, and then we plan to tell them about additional resources they can find within Missouri State and within Springfield, Missouri, in order to increase their safety and their knowledge.
Here's some statistics that reinforce the importance of safety on our college campuses.
In the article addressing sexual assault on college campuses, Sutherland found that 1 out of every 4 women on college or university campuses had been victims of sexual assault or attempted sexual assault.
The same article reported that 1 in 12 college men engaged in behaviors that met the legal definition of sexual assault, although a majority of those men did not feel that their actions were illegal.
The most horrifying statistic we found from this article was that 33% of men who were surveyed reported that they would engage in sexual assault if they could be assured that they would not be punished for their actions. We understand that sexual assault and offenses can get kind of confusing.
So before we get started, we wanted to break down exactly what those offenses mean according to Missouri law.
Sexual assault is defined as having intercourse with someone without their consent. This crime is classified as a Class C felony, and it carries up to 7 years in prison and fines reaching as much as $5,000.
First-degree statutory rape is a crime based on the age of the victim. If you have sexual intercourse with someone under the age of 14, regardless of consent, you will be charged with a felony that carries up to life sentence, but with a minimum of 5 years.
Second-degree statutory rape happens when you are over the age of 21 and you have sexual intercourse with someone who is under the age of 17. This is considered a Class C felony, and you can serve up to 7 years in prison.
First-degree sexual misconduct is defined as subjecting someone to sexual contact without their consent. This is considered a Class A misdemeanor and can be punishable by up to 1 year in jail.
However, if you've been convicted of this crime before, the charge is elevated to a Class D felony, which carries up to 4 years in prison. Second-degree sexual misconduct can be broken down into 3 different categories. The first one is exposing your genitals when you know that the conduct will be offensive or cause alarm. Second, having sexual contact in the presence of a third person or persons under circumstances in which you know the behavior will be offensive or cause alarm. And third, having sexual intercourse in public in the presence of a third party.
Generally, this is a Class B misdemeanor offense, and it carries a potential for 6 months in jail. But if you've been convicted of this before, it goes up to a Class A misdemeanor and can carry a sentence of up to a year. Third-degree sexual misconduct is defined as soliciting or requesting sexual conduct from another person who would find this alarming or offensive. This offense can carry up to a 15-day jail sentence. Springfield PD's website gave us a little bit of insight as to what they consider sexual assaults. On the map, it pops up under different categories. The first category being sexual assault. It has a purple star on it. This category only includes rape. Another site that we used to look into sexual offenses in our area was called familywatchdog.us. On this website, you can type in either your address or your zip code and find a listing of sexual offenders in your area.
What you're about to see is what happens when you type in Missouri State University's zip code into the Family Watchdog website.
That's pretty scary, right? Most of us probably didn't know that there was that much violent crime going on around our school.
We thought it would be a good idea to get some candid responses of people looking at their neighborhoods on familywatchdog.us.
Holy balls. Let's go back out.
Okay, our place is here. And look at all those people.
What other different conversation?
Oh, this guy.
I don't like him.
Wait, how close is he?
He lives. There's
Oh,
in
Warren.
Walnut in college.
He lives at Bear Park North. That's where I'm living.
It says registered state and
I don't know, go back. This is also.
Oh. Oh, okay,
Oh,
perfect.
oh.
Offender home, offender other. Oh, that doesn't tell us any. Oh, sexual battery, offense against a child.
After allowing people to view their neighborhoods on Family Watchdog, we interviewed some of our peers on topics relating to sexual offenses.
Do you know the different classifications of sexual offenses?
I actually do not know the differences.
Do you know what Missouri State has to offer in terms of sexual assault safety?
I do. I know that we have classes called SHARP, I
Yeah.
think, and then and I know that Missouri State alerts us through like email when there's been like a sexual assault, like like
In the area.
in the area,
Yeah.
and then I know they have the emergency like things are posted around the campus.
Yeah.
So
Do you know how to defend yourself from a potential sexual assault?
No, not like I've never taken classes or anything, but I would, I guess, just knee him in the crotch or push him off as hard as I could.
Okay. Do you think you would benefit from taking a self-defense class?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Missouri State University had 9 sexual assaults reported on campus during 2015, whereas Springfield Police Department only had 2 offenses reported in the campus area. So why do you think there's such a big difference in sexual assaults reported in Missouri State and to the Springfield Police Department?
I think it's because like the students go to like their campus cops because they're like they think they're best friends and they have like they can look after them and everything. And then when the actual police get involved, they're like, oh, I don't want this to happen. Like I'm ruining my life and their other lives.
It's a little
And then
scary.
like the spring and the campus cops are not going to be that intimidating.
Okay.
Do you think that we should be notified by the community if a sex offender lives in our area?
yeah, I do, and I think that like there's a lot of online programs and stuff that you can use to look up that information.
Most would agree that having this information would be beneficial, although some oppose community-wide notification due to the concerns of invasion of privacy, minor offenses being misconstrued, and the fear of harassment, among other things.
However, we feel that our safety outweighs all the concerns of the opposition. We believe it's extremely important to be informed. Throughout our interviews, we found that many of our peers lacked knowledge on the entire topic of sexual offenses.
So here's how you as an individual can become informed and prepared.
The first thing that you can do is to make sure you're utilizing websites that report sexual crimes. In our presentation, we've mentioned 2 of these websites that you can use, the first being the Family Watchdog website and the second, the local police department.
The second thing that you can do is take advantage of any and all learning opportunities. Missouri State provides a program called SHARP, and that stands for Sexual Harassment and Rape Prevention. SHARP is a free class provided by the Recreation Center, and it's held 3 times a semester. It's important to remember that local gyms and community centers offer self-defense and kickboxing classes.
The third and most important tip we can give you is to be aware of your surroundings and use caution no matter where you are.